Are we live?
We're live.
Yes.
All right, very good. I'd like to, please. The thing is, I just want to state what our is. I'd like to start every meeting with the mission, and the mission is to develop and promote programs to encourage visitors and tourism within Perry County. Now, I would like questions.
To
Of the United States of America, and to for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Everybody, first on the agenda is the approval of the agenda, so I will entertain a motion or
Can we add still, I know we talked about the last meeting, about the comments of citizens area there.
I want to add that to the agenda.
Yeah, on moving forward, because I know last month when Aaron got up and spoke, that would have been a time for him to talk in our comments of citizens, because he wasn't on the agenda. And like I see, it's got Betty on here and others, which Betty won't be here, right? So we probably need her.
Well, if
Yes,
that's
we'll
the
talk about it.
case, if Betty is not able to make it today, then why don't we put that discussion in her place?
Yeah.
Betty had requested to be on the agenda on the last meeting, but it was already, so we put her on this agenda.
Yeah, and we have, again, the reason that we moved the meeting back a week is because we have a time-sensitive vote that we're going to get to. And if we had waited until the regular meeting, we would have been in default of that time frame to meet. So that's the reason I moved it back. And apparently Betty can't. So we'll probably put her on, well, not probably, we'll put her on the March agenda. And so why don't we put the community comment discussion in place of Betty's slot? Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Very good. Any other changes, comments?
Motion to approve.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries. From last month, I don't have a problem at all with a minute or two to read those if you haven't already.
I moved over them earlier, but I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'd second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item.
Any opposed? That motion also carries. This is Steve's favorite part. This is, the next on the agenda is the financial report and approved payments. Steve, the floor is yours.
We don't have, since we're a little early again, we don't have the Indiana investment amount here today, but I can go through I'll go through approval for payments as well.
Okay.
I'll go through this first, and I'll just bring them up here. In the 1701 account, that's our current account. As of January 30th, we hold a balance of $23,72.69.
All right.
In the 1801 account, that's the nonprofit account, we still have that open. And as of January 30th, 2026, we have a balance of $34,924.43. I know there was some disputes on QuickBooks or something. I don't know. That should be,
She thought maybe it was in there, and I didn't have that to look at.
okay.
I asked Megan that yesterday.
So we might want to close this maybe the next meeting.
Well,
I've got the stuff to do that. If it's all there.
Okay.
so my thing is we left that account open because of a QuickBooks account that's hanging out there.
Yes.
And the fact of it is that QuickBooks is useless to us, right?
Right.
I have tried to cancel them twice, and they keep zapping us. So my suggestion, only a suggestion, is to go ahead and if maybe they'll or maybe they'll reach out to us, but
Question on this works with that. If we cancel that account or close that account or remove our access to what was stored in the cloud under that account, then like if we needed to go back or Westwood or whoever to do taxes and retrieve it, unless it's printed out, does that lock you out of that account altogether?
I have no clue. But the fact of it is taxes are public record, and we have hard copies of taxes
Yeah.
at Wes's office, number one. Number two, this account, as I understand it, was established for payroll,
Yeah.
and we have no payroll now, and they charge $1 a year to do it. So it doesn't make sense to keep that
The
account going.
nonprofit would still have to file taxes last year for this year. Would they need access? Like 25 taxes due in 26 or this year?
I think
You're-
Wes had,
Wes
Yeah,
is all-
okay.
Yeah.
I just want to see us close it out and then lock us out and then we're really in trouble.
oh,
If that happens or not, who
No,
knows?
Wes has all that information that he needs.
Okay, well, good. Then I'm fine with it then.
Um,
well,
And I don't have a problem, Cindy, if we should check with Wes before we close it.
He wants it closed.
That's closed.
Wes recommends it, then I'm fine.
Do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, may I have a motion to close the
Do we,
bank accounts for the nonprofit?
do we do it in this meeting?
No, when our last nonprofit meeting, we turned everything over to this.
Okay.
And we also did that one.
So it's already done?
It's already done.
All right, we'll do
It's
it.
in the
All right.
other minutes.
Very good.
So we'll close that account then.
Yep.
All right, and then, a couple of things here. In the Everyday June CD, about $132,508 in those accounts. And they're all, there's 4 of them in the $33,000 range. Coming due, there was 4.25% interest on those. And then March 5th and March 6th, there's 2 one day and 2 another day. So at our next meeting, these will be due, and we need to make a decision if we want to put these in CDs there or someplace else. But those will be coming due they will be due at our next meeting.
Will it be, it's before March 6th, right?
Yes.
So we need to make a decision now to either invest them for 6 months, 3 months, or short term.
We got 10 days.
Oh, you do?
We have a grace period.
Yeah, we got a grace.
Okay.
I'd just as well
Okay.
wait there and then see once,
Sure.
what that is. So.
No, I agree. I didn't realize you had 10 days, so I didn't want us to mess up for you, so I'm fine.
And then we have innkeeper's tax that we signed off yesterday to transfer from, I guess, the city, right?
The county.
Over to our GAB account. And this amount, it's a little bit different. It goes from 12/5/25 to 1/22/26. And in that period, we took in, according to this, $25,555.01. So I signed a transfer form yesterday, so that will be transferred into our checking account, most probably within a. And then I'm going to try to get that schedule that we had before. I'm assuming that it's on this flash drive, so I need to get that dated, comparing different months from that aspect. That's what I have as far as the financials. The ramp card, the Indiana truck, do not know what that is. I'll have to wait and get that from Wes because I don't access to that website.
There was no actual financials emailed out, right? Report?
No.
Okay. I didn't see it and miss it, and maybe I did.
I looked again, I didn't see it either. It was in there.
Because Wes sent it and I did not forward it out.
Okay.
Oh, it's-
I
No, it's not
I
in the
will
world.
forward that out.
I just didn't see it. He was reading stuff. And I thought, maybe it's the email. And
No, that
I
was
looked.
me.
It's okay. It happens.
And then I need approval for about 3 or 4 different invoices. There's a request for from the Deer Creek Bass, which I'll go over as well.
Okay.
We have a bill that came in for $99.36. I need a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Want to do that?
I can do that.
Okay, and then the city of Taylor, $833.33.
I entertain a motion to,
Second.
all in favor?
By item.
I'm
Motion carries.
I'm abstaining.
Yep.
Again,
We have a display advertising,
I'm sorry, I should have said.
staycation, Travel Indiana LLC for $1,050.
I'm
It is an ad, yes.
either,
I'll make a motion.
a second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Then there's
Motion carries.
another from Southwest Indiana. Oh, this is the distribution of the,
Correct.
from Steve Calhoun, the distribution of our brochures going out. And it's $855. So I need a motion to approve that.
Make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Then we have a request that came in this past week. So it came in from the Deer Creek Bass Trail. They have a tournament up and they're requesting $5,000 that we fund them. I think in the past we did $2,000, if I'm correct, about Cindy. So we need some discussion here as to what I think we need to do. It's a matter of how much we want to participate.
Well, we budgeted for that, did we not?
Yes,
How much did we budget?
I think it's just all up together. It's not individual.
Okay.
No, we did.
Oh, there was a specific,
Yeah.
it was probably the two.
do we recall when we sponsored them in the last year and years, did they perform that we were trying to get
Yes,
from before, like what their success?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure they're turning that in.
One other thing I got a call from Kelly Hook with the Indiana Bass Federation, and they've had here the last, I don't know how many years, but the last 2 years, we have not sponsored them.
The budget.
we did in 2024.
Okay.
This one I found the paperwork.
Okay, well, we didn't last year because he said he'd had trouble contacting us. We didn't have a director. And I had driven by that tournament back in October, whenever it was, and I was like, there's a bass tournament we didn't even know about. But I just want to put that bug in everyone's ear that we might look into sponsoring those guys.
Is it the Indiana Bass Fed? Is that who it is?
No, it's Deer Creek Bass
No,
Trail.
it's the Deer Creek Bass.
Deer Creek Bass Trail, we have budgeted $2,000.
Thank you.
Any motion on that?
The date on that,
In the 2026 budget for the Deer Creek Bass Trail, we have budgeted $2,000.
They're requesting $5,000.
I'll make the motion for the two.
I'll second that.
what day is this event, or when is this event? I'm reading fast on here, trying to, just nosy. When are they having it? Hosting it? I'm fine doing it, but I'm just, no.
Well, while you're doing that, let's vote. So I have a motion to approve $2,000 for Deer Creek Bass Trail, and I have a second. All in favor of $2,000? Any opposed? Motion carries for $2,000 for Deer Creek Trail.
That's all I have. All right, that's all I have.
Very good.
I couldn't see it there quickly, but that's all.
A bit of information if I could. These bass tournaments, they ask for, say they 5,000. And have we had any issues where they backed out because of this, or is this a competitive thing, or they're just?
Typically, Brad, that's typically not happened since my way. And basically, our budgets are pretty, they're not real restrictive, because what is we go back and we look at what we funded last year, and we take all that into budgets. You understand, we had to budget this back last October. Anticipated that was what they were going to ask for. More than doubled their request. So I just don't think it's a good precedent for us just green like that. You know what I mean?
What's the organizational structure of these? These are like the Deer Creek Bass Trail. For-profit organizations, or they nonprofits? Do they?
Typically, they're nonprofit, and they're just like a club,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And basically what they do is they do bring fishermen in from outside the area. They come and these guys typically stay at probably the Ramada, or maybe sometimes at some of the cabins.
Packs up the hotel.
Right. So we'll approve the 2,000, which we already have done, and we'll, if they have any heartburn on that, but it's what we budgeted for, so.
Try to keep them above the locks. Because if they go down to Troy, a lot of times they stay in those areas, so it's not mandatory, but above the locks. It keeps them, in this area a little bit more.
Better fishing of them.
Right.
Well, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
So, very good.
Thank you.
Are we good with that discussion? Then we'll move on. And originally we had Betty wanted to talk about the Abraham, but she could not make it today. So we've inserted Chris's request, the mayor, I should say, for community comments. So currently, I'll address this as to current state. We don't have on our agenda just a regular section for community comments. What we currently is we ask people that want on the agenda to sign up, and then we typically allot, I think it's 3 minutes for discussion. And so that's where we are now. So we can entertain any discussion that you deem appropriate.
I mean, I just like comments of citizens. If somebody shows up at tourism or that, or to notify us in advance, or maybe they weren't planning to before the agenda out or the time frame. Because it gives them a chance to come up and talk. If nobody's here. No harm, move on to the next item quickly. And
Well, I don't think that's the issue. The issue is, we have a limited amount of time to get the board meeting in. If we have, I know one time in March, we had like 30 people here. 3 minutes would be unsustainable. So I think we have to maintain some kind of control over it. Everything that we're doing now is in line and is approved by the Indiana code. So I'm not sure that what we're doing is a problem, but that's my thought. Any other comments?
I like the idea that they their itinerary, their topic, and so that we can put it on the agenda and then we'll allow them 3 to 5 minutes, and then they can do their presentation, and it keeps control of the time frame, 2, 3, 4 hours into a meeting, and it gives us just to look at it and study it too if we need to do that prior. That's like, I think it gives us a little bit more control of the meeting and time frame as well.
So just so everybody's aware, we post our meeting and the agenda at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Cindy, is that correct?
To the public, it
Yeah.
is that the government does. That posts our meeting.
For example, if someone wanted to address the CVB and they wanted to get on the agenda, they would go to the website, or how would they know when our meetings are?
Contact one of the board members.
Right.
You-
Yeah. Okay. So
If you want.
this meeting first changed, right?
Correct.
And so by Indiana statute, we had to 48 hours in
Chris
advance.
the auditor does that for us.
Okay,
On the web.
very good.
If you want to, please let me know.
No, I think I'm not suggesting a different procedure, but I might ask the board, does any feel that we should change our current?
I think the public does have a right to speak. I mean, we're not gonna, as you can see, we got warned. We're not gonna have tons of people at these meetings.
Well, they have a right to speak now.
If-
They don't have a right to speak, right?
well, only if they'd have to be in the agenda to allow them to speak.
Correct.
But I think given, some people just don't know when they're ready to show up and Want to ask a question? I don't know, that's just my thoughts, because we want these meetings to be public, you know, for transparency and,
On the council, we set a sign-up sheet for the meeting, and it does
That's
limit,
what it
like you
does.
said, 3 to 5 minutes. You have
Yeah.
that control.
and I'm fine with that, because at least that gives the same procedures what the county council and commissioners are doing, it kind of keeps it consistent.
So
That's nice too.
just for clarification, Brad, so as an example, we would have a sign-up sheet here the day of the meeting and people would come up and sign in to, is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
That's how it's done?
And then they could be included in the agenda. You know, there is a spot for public comment. Now, they, out of reasonability, they couldn't expect us to take any action. Be a time for them to introduce a
Well-
concern or something like that. I don't know.
The general, well, according to Indiana code, we're required to listen. We're not, and it's actually one-way communication, right? It's from the community to the board. We listen, consider, and then move on, right?
Correct.
And I guess if anything comes from those discussions, we could put it on a future agenda
That's correct.
for action items, right?
Yes, that's the way I perceive it.
Is there a limit as to how many can sign up for talk?
There's never any needs, like Linda said, we don't have a lot of people that we don't have a lot of people who will sign up to post events. More than two.
Well, in March, and this is what I always go back to, depending on the agenda, people invited in, and we were in a, it went awry. Everybody felt like they could speak anytime they wanted to. I don't want to see that disorder again, or the disrespect that was shown to this board during that meeting. So there's where I feel like doing it is working.
But then the sign-up sheet, that would have put structure to only those that signed up could have
They had a
spoken.
sign-up sheet then, Chris, and it
Did they?
did not work.
Put a
Remember the
time
sign-up
limit
sheet.
on it,
We had a time limit on it.
but it wasn't.
Well, people,
Everybody would come up and talk, and then they would say, but this ain't part of my time. It was a mess.
well, people were recruited to come in and, you know, it got out of hand. I remember that, so. Also like to avoid those kind of things.
Control of the meeting can do that too.
That's exactly right.
Call the meeting to order and
And end discussions and.
Yeah.
And if somebody,
It was controlled. I was the president and I could not control it. It was here.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It's not that we don't want community comment. We need to have, for example, today, this meeting, this room in at 10 o'clock this morning, right? So we have to conclude by 10. We got to have some reasonable time limits on our discussions.
And we've just got our meetings from 3 hours down to an hour, hour and a half.
Right.
It is awesome. I don't have a problem if it is maintained and people are asked if it gets out of hand. Because like I said, I don't ever want to see or hear what happened in March again.
Well,
I feel we should stay where we're at. I like that. So that's my thinking.
I thought it's worth trying. If it starts having problems, then we can go back to the way of making them sign up prior to. I mean, no harm in trying something new. I mean, that's what we're all trying to go a different way and do things differently.
And we could allow them to sign up and get on the agenda of the next meeting too, if they're here. I mean, maybe that's the way we do it. I mean, have a sign-up sheet. If they want to talk, then we'll put them on the next agenda.
You know, most of the time, the way that is handled, and Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, but and this goes with Chris, the agenda is what they're allowed to speak about, nothing outside of what's on the agenda. Standing correct there.
They can bring a topic to us though. I mean, if it's not necessarily on the agenda, but if it's a resident, like in the city's case, it says, we had a situation last week and a couple weeks prior, you know, they had a barking dog situation that wasn't agenda, but they were concerned at the council or the Board of Works, and then that's it. You know, we didn't take any action really. and they use their time, and that's what I'm talking. That's having an event or the radio tourism, they just want to get and tell us about it. If they're not like that comment and that event's within, falls within the communities, they wouldn't be able to, or could be a spread.
With that, I don't have a problem.
Right,
But
and
we have running other things.
I think we can address those things. I mean, just run the meeting, and if those become issues, call to order, and all right, if it becomes a problem, we can change it again.
I mean, it's working for the commissioners, it's working for everybody else. I don't know where it's really a problem. And I agree. If it becomes a problem, we go back the other way. But if somebody, like I said, brings an event and they want to talk about it, you can't ask people around, well, let's come back to the next month. I mean, if they're some people may work to come or whatever, you can't ask them to take off work. You just have a sign-up sheet, let them sign, and be done with it. If it gets out of, then we go back the other way. I mean, I think there's no doubt in my mind, big trouble.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's why you make the big bucks on the meeting.
You bet, man. I
Everybody
appreciate
who
it.
doesn't get paid, I'm joking. I'd have to be out there later.
Yeah, there's no compensation here.
So if it's in order, Barry, I'll make a motion to add to future agendas, of citizens.
I just asked him his opinion. I think he should be able to say something about it.
I wasn't here in March, and, I like talking to people and hearing from people. It's always good to voice that opinion, and, hopefully people can, I'm going to meet later today with someone that's got an event they're trying for 2027 stuff, and it's nice to get the information and bring it back to the whatnot. But, so I personally don't have a problem with it, but like I said, I wasn't here in March, so
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
I made the motion to allow it to be put
I'll
on.
say
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Any opposed?
No.
There's 3 opposed and 4, is that right? Did I count that right? 1. You're approved, you're in favor?
She's in favor.
3. 3 to 3.
It's 3-3. Right, it's 3-3.
If it deadlocks, it dies, I think. I mean, that's how we've always done it. It's supposed to be, if there's a tie break,
When it dies, can it come back up next time?
Yes.
Okay. So it's dead for this meeting, is what you're saying?
well, this one and all future ones until it's brought up again, yeah.
Well, but, I mean,
I'd have to bring it up, or somebody would, and we'd have to vote on it.
at the next meeting, right?
I don't know how many times you can keep voting on something that died. Vote it die. Can you do it every meeting? That happened, but could it? Be kind of odd, but I mean, if they don't want it, it's fine.
You're missing a member right now, so.
We're just in Cindy, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the reason you have a tie.
It is. She's stuck in ice, I think, right?
All right, so meeting, that amendment or motion failed. All right, moving. We had a discussion last time on the possibility of month to month on our lease at the depot. Our current lease is up April the 12th. I reached out to Connie Burke, clerk treasurer of Tell City, and expressed our question about going month to month. She consulted with the city attorney, and I've got her voicemail. And I also talked with her by phone yesterday, and she said she directed us to, if we voted to go month to month, that we need to submit within 60 days of April the 12th expressed desire to go month to month, and the city would honor that. Now, I'm going to ask the board to vote. The motion would be to go to a month-to-month at Tell City Depot beginning post.
And if we wanted to get out, what kind of? We get 60 days, 30 days? What would the city?
Well, it's going to be a contract.
I think this board, out in that proposal, whatever it is, 30, 60 days. I mean, either, and not talking to the city hat on this as a person who has multiple, I've seen 30, 60 both. Seems like commercial might be more 60, residential is more.
I'm fine with either one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Whatever makes it easiest for the city.
Yeah.
I
I'm
make
not familiar with that.
I make that motion.
I need a second.
I don't think they know what you're voting on.
I'm sorry.
I don't think they could hear you.
Okay. Again, we are voting on
1 month.
going to a month-to-month rental at the depot. And the motion is on the floor. I have one motion to go to month-to-month. I need a second.
I'll make that second.
All in favor, I have a second now, so all in favor of going to a month-to-month rental at the Tell City Depot for the CVB starting in April? Favor?
Favor.
Aye.
I'm abstaining. Just
Okay,
because
so
of my conflict.
I'm an aye, yeah, I'm for that. Any opposed? We have one.
And I abstained.
Motion carries. Chris abstained. So with that in mind, I took the liberty of penning a letter that I think suffices their request. I think I might have 2 copies of it here that I can spread. Why don't you send that down? See if that. That's your stuff. My stuff. This is my stuff. Is that right?
To the city, okay.
And well, I'll ask the board how they want to do it. If I think the president should sign it, in my view, the should sign it, and probably the treasurer should sign it. But
Just, it seems pretty.
pure and simple, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Did a good job.
just put it together today, so I'm that.
You turn that, you know, if you copy the minutes, you just get those done.
Brad, you have a problem signing this letter?
I do not have a problem.
Take that letter to the city hall today. All right, we can move on. The next item on the agenda is continue the Eagles Bluff Gate discussion, and Warren is here. You have some comments that you'd like to present, Warren?
Yes. At this time, the Parks Board last month meeting, we decided to open the park up for 2 or 3 months trial basis on just leaving it open 7 to see exactly if we have any problems. And one problem since then, and that was due to the bad weather, and use their 4-wheel drives to see if they could get out.
No, gosh.
Yeah, and that's been it. So at this time, maybe getting help with funding later on, but right I just soon table this until Cindy the board. Give us a couple, 3 months, we'll really heavy issues with it. County Police Department is Sheriff's Department. That's how we found out about them trying to use the hill with the 4-wheel drives. Was County Police Department caught them up, some of them up there, go up the hill. But right now, we're on a trial 3 months to see how things go.
I believe I can speak for the board to say, we think is really an important part of the county, and it needs attention. I'm glad that you're trying different things. The suggestion that I think I brought up last time, I think is the director or one of the directors, or at least the Perry County Community Foundation, and that's a great, and they have, numerous grants for this sort. I would highly encourage you to also seek funding there. Right. I think they do have time for applications, and I'm not sure exactly when those are. But I do some things for the school corporation. They do a lot of things for the county and for the city. They help fund a lot of the food banks that are in the county as well. They haven't, so.
Okay, well, and the thing is with and I, my wife, we disagree on you. She thinks it should be open. She's in the feeling is that none of the other county parks has a gate across them. So why are we putting a gate across Eagles Bluff? Well, the other parks are in areas that there's people usually around all the time. Where Eagles Bluff is not. But like I said, we disagree on that, but I'd like to give it a try and just see what happens. I think Cindy's reached out to.
I've reached out to RJL and working up the Zoom meeting, or they will come to one of our parks meetings.
Maybe they can help you with some grants
Yeah,
as well.
that's what
Yes,
I reached out for. They have a department that does that.
So we're just playing it by ear right now, but we're gonna wait and see if we actually get any damage or anything. Start having people trying to camp out all night up there, but with the help of the Sheriff's Department and counting, I think it might work. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and wait. So,
With people going up the hill, whenever the commissioners do like the state of emergency or whatever, I would keep it closed during that. That keeps inclement liability and people going up there trying to get there, do donuts or where they do snow and ice.
I think they're just trying to see if they can get their 4-wheel drive up that steep hill. Concern is the guardrails up there. If up that hill, we got major issues with the guardrails and stuff. If they go over.
I just close it during bad snow, and then they won't be able to go up there and save the guardrail.
That's what we told the park director to keep it locked till this snow's gone.
And they could use their judgment. They're smart enough to understand. So
Okay.
Very good.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Thanks, Warren.
I'm sorry, excuse me. After the last meeting, I spoke to members of the council, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody expressed the concept of the gate, okay? They did ask any other funding sources available, et cetera, due to limited and whatnot. And a member of the council suggested a commissioner's fund. Well, I called a member of the commissioners, and they said, oh, yes, we think that's a great idea. It's something that ought to be supported. I think we can get behind this. And they suggested a fund from the council. So kind of got crossed. After mentioning it to them, I needed to see whether any action was taken. And maybe that's inappropriate. But again, I think if we don't have any action from these organizations that you've described, that given the small amount of money, I believe, I can't speak 100% for them, but the atmosphere that I went into and talking to members of of the two organizations, and they would be supportive of being paid for it.
Okay, good.
Okay, I can reach out to also, but when we originally started talking about this gatekeep club, the commissioners wanted it open 24/7. The last commissioners, one of the commissioners said that they felt it probably should have a gate on it. So they're changing their mind a little
Sure.
bit too, because they realize there's issues with it being open 24/7.
Well, and I would also say that if you've got 4 or maybe even 5 funding sources, that's a lot easier pill to swallow
Yes.
than that one big bill, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Funds are limited, okay, because of all the pressures that might keep on this SCA. But I believe that, given the small, we're talking about here, that you'll get some cooperation. And if, talk to me, if you run into loggerhead, I can bring it up after we ideas.
Okay.
But they all believe it needs to be done sooner than later as well. That's get this in place as quickly as we can. too. So
Okay. Good.
where
Good.
All right.
Oh, talk about people unruly. So, was told that if they're unruly in your meeting, you got a deputy out there, they can be removed.
Yeah.
So, that's part of his job.
Well, yeah,
So,
what happened back in March, it was our first public meeting, and man, we got inundated with, I think there were some, we were in a transition at that time, moving towards trying to get to actually doing promotion of the county, and it was a mess, but yeah.
it's just, they're out there, so, and that's what the council's, state police inform the council that, if you tell them it's over with, leave, they don't. They can be removed, so.
Well, and it's being live streamed, so we would just tell the community as it stands right now, if you have a topic that you want on the agenda, contact a board member, we'll, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more. Thank you. Very good. Item on the agenda is the director's report. I know Eric's been very busy. I just, before I hand the floor, I know Steve and several of you last week at the Louisville Boat Show, I received, it looks like it was a very good turnout, and it looks like we were very well represented. So I'm looking forward to Eric's director's report. Hand it over.
Well, I'll try to make this brief, but we've got some stuff to cover. So, yeah, it was great. We handed out over 400 brochures, and that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Also, I need to draw the names, but we had a glass box for our chamber gifts of $250, and that was a hit. A lot of people signed that. And that kind of swung in and talked and whatnot. And our banners really caught people's eyes. I found myself explaining these different locations, that cabin, this and that. So I learned a lot at the show, I think, and just what people are looking for and stuff. So, yeah, I consider it a huge success. Like to an indie, okay, $250 I think was more than generous. I saw other giveaway boxes like for $100 off a resort venue or whatever, and people are signing up just the same as if the $250. So I think at Indy, it's basically one big show, but it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a break, and then another show would be Wednesday through Sunday. That I have 2 $100 gift certificates through the chamber to give away there to get to sign up, because that really slows them down and they get to talk to you. I think that's more value added than people picking up pens and the moisture wicking stuff that we have or any other items. I believe that, also a good way of saying, oh yeah, what's this giveaway? Oh, it's members of the church. There's 2 wineries, several restaurants, like what restaurant? The Poorhouse, this. to explain some of the places we have there. So $250. Me and Steve talked about it, but I think 100 would suffice. And I don't know what thoughts on that.
So are you asking for two $100 gift certificates to be handed out at the Indianapolis Boat Show?
Correct.
And that's for the entire period?
That'd be one-
Yeah, 100 for the first 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, one weekend and then one a different week. It's one includes a turkey thing and.
Yeah,
the
deer
other
and turkey.
I think it's a
shows.
great idea.
Yeah. And it's really effective at slowing people down and getting.
I make a motion that we approve two $100 gift certificates for the Indianapolis Boat Show.
Second? All in favor?
Item,
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yours are in. That's exciting.
Yes.
With that one bill, I've been in contact. I would have taken them last Friday if we didn't have this. No, I'm getting confused, but the Friday before last to get distributed and whatnot at 200 some locations. But we had that winter storm, and then we had the show and everything. So I'm either going to take them today or tomorrow, Ringo, to where that company that is going to distribute. It's going to take almost 4,000 brochures there. I've started them out around town just as I get time. I've gotten to like 17 places, and I made an Excel document with like the date distributed and then a little, note on who they are and stuff. I also had some of the festival guides that I put out, depending on the place, not every form. So we're getting that ball rolling, which is exciting. Update. I have the website on a laptop, just the preliminary I can log into. It's not live just yet, but I talked to Mary, and she said everything's just about plugged in. Lodging is up, and almost all restaurants, shopping, historical places have been added. By the middle of next week at the latest, we should be live. So that's exciting. Yeah. And I put together a little video on that. I wouldn't mind showing. I'm not going to try to do it in a meeting, but it's on the banner of our new website. So we could look at that, get a chance. So yeah, that's cool. Digital marketing update. So I've got quotes here from 3 different digital marketing companies. And I know there's a lot of information. And I've got the brochure too. And I've been talking. It would just be about perfect timing to hire this as we launch, make brochure announcements, this, that, and the other. It was just I have them in order of preferences for me personally. 2 Ladders, I talked to them back in July about some of the stuff they offer. We talked about like even our Facebook page, matching brand standard color code with like our website, with our this and that. Jenna's got extensive like video, plus she's a Perry County native. Their office is right down the. So I said, how often can I meet with you guys in person? Because I'm one of those. That means a lot more so than Zoom meetings and stuff. So 2 Ladders is my first choice for that. All of them pretty much matched our P quote. By Chance Graphics is Mary Bowen. She's been fantastic to work with. The website and the brochure, I could text her at 6:00 in the morning and she's going to get back to me in 10 minutes. She's always responds to emails. She's been absolutely fantastic. And I talked to Mary and I said, well, as much as I would like her to do our marketing, I would like another set of eyes and ears. That is Caleb and Jenna Ladders to just be in our corner and not have all of our eggs in. And then the third is RJ Solutions, which they're, obviously not local, and they were good to talk and stuff. I just like the idea of someone in this community that knows Perry County and stuff and can bounce ideas off and that. I think that's imperative in my opinion. And Jenna and Caleb have been great. Digital marketing for Toyota and other, bigger company stuff. So the fact that they're local and could, lend an ear to that sort of thing. We talked about cabins, highlighting our cabins, and a bunch of other stuff,
Okay. The one thing I know I'm just looking at 2 items. I haven't gotten to by chance graphics or RJL yet. I know we do Facebook and Instagram, which Facebook owns Instagram. They're kind of part of Meta, I guess.
Mhm.
Is the term. The one thing I'd love for CS, and it's not part of this one, and I don't know if it would cost more, is now that TikTok, I think, is owned a company in the United States, and that whole whatever went on from that. Let's get a TikTok page. That is really, more people are leaving Facebook just because Facebook is just, there's a lot of negativity on there anymore, it seems like. It's out of control anymore.
Yeah.
TikTok, it's there, but it's not there. You gotta go click comment, look, and you just see the video, you just scroll to the next one. Maybe that's something, I think, maybe it's something you could even try, Eric, as director, to start doing a few here and there. And there's so many out there for TikToks, it doesn't take much to make one.
Yeah.
I know it's a contract, but maybe that's something we could try in-house. And then when we go to contract with Two Ladders or whoever, maybe that could be added to the scope.
Yeah, we could absolutely do a YouTube as well. I hate to say,
I thought.
I don't exactly know how we're gonna roll those out, but I'm really excited, because like this video I've been talking about, I'll show it to you. I haven't posted a video that I've shot yet, but I've been doing it since we got our drone in October. The phone, I started a little bit in September and stuff, so the squirrel trying to get enough. Shiraz helped me, kind of showed me the editing abilities that I have, and walked me through some of that the other day, and it was exciting. So I edited my first video, and it's not perfect, good, I think. So hopefully we'll start putting that media out there, soon. I would like to launch our the digital marketing,
Sure.
Start having a lot more video and stuff, and
And they have Facebook Reels. I mean, it's similar
Yeah.
to TikTok in ways, but cross-post kind of thing. Okay.
and I could ask them too about TikTok, just
One thing I didn't, and I've read this quickly, who owns the materials? So one of these three, they create this clip art, this design. We don't enter into a contract next year, or we switch. Do we own that? I want to make sure we own it.
okay.
I know we kind of hit that bumping before. But it's things that
I
sometimes.
don't know why. Okay. When you discuss those things, and it's probably a good point. Keep in mind, Eric is a contracted service PC to the CVB, correct? With Eric's company to do his job. Right? So Eric is not county. So what you're talking about, I want to try to make it clear, it's actually a two-step situation. Because images, TV, those go to Eric. When he uses, I would think, he purchased equipment, whether it be the camera or whether it be video from the phone, that sort of thing. It would seem to me that, and I just want to make the same page, it would seem to me that information belongs to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Are you?
I'm that a step further. So yeah, any drone footage or any camera stuff that I through this brochure, a lot of this stuff, the reason I that is like this photo right here, that guy in a kayak, that's my father. We went kayak I was ever hired with the CVB.
Yeah.
And somebody wanted access. That's my photo I took with my dad, and that's not the CVB's. That was mine before. And I need access to all these photos. We had a board member saying that, and absolutely. Now, if I go and cover an event like I'm looking at this is my nieces and nephews are sitting on the Ohio River down there at Rocky Point. I took that, we went to the Rome courthouse October days and then stopped there. That's the CVB's photo. I took that on assignment. I was
There you
I
go.
was on hours and stuff.
So
that-
it's a
that's how
relatively
it's
clean
different.
break there, right?
Yes.
And for everybody's peace of mind, I guess, that same break needs to occur with whoever we decide to go with here. And I also want to, I really believe that when it comes to a vote for this, I'm kind of thinking that I need to recuse myself from the vote.
I would if I were you.
I'm a previous partner in Two Ladders. I'm not now, but I was. And I would make myself available for any questions. I obviously have a lot of abilities, so I might also, and I don't think I'm out of turn by saying this, Two Ladders was the company that was used to recruit Eric, and they took us from 4 or 5 or 6 applications to, I think it was 50 or more applications. So what they say they do, so.
And I would be happy with all 3 of these, but I would really like to keep it in the community and stuff because RJL have been friendly and helpful and professional and whatnot. But
Like you said, the program they have is amazing.
mhm.
I told Neil that, blown away. It's really good. So look at the Two Ladders. Theirs is 6,000. Theirs is 3,000 a month. So 3 times 12, 36. RJL's was 36, I think, somewhere. And by Chance Graphics, it was 1,500 a month, so 18,000 a year.
I think you got
Yeah.
good quotes.
35.
Whose was?
5.
Yeah, she had it broken down between the Google and Facebook ads.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw that one.
for Content creation. and
My
stuff.
mistake.
Yeah.
It's 36.
Yep, 36, okay. Because I saw budget and payment terms, and
That's
then I
what I
thought,
saw too.
I didn't go to the next page. That's my fault. Okay, so they're all within their price
It's
range.
all within the budget.
Yep.
So are we ready today to select a vendor?
I am, because I think we need to get going. on
Eric,
this.
are you ready to
I'm
select?
absolutely ready to, I've kind of, want to reinvent page. I want to get our website out there, I'll just get that ball excited about
All
it.
right, well, then, does the board want some time to go over these? Or have you had enough time to go far? Do you want to go with, Eric's given his preference, it should carry some weight. I'm ready to accept any motion that you want to make.
I'm fine. I agree with Eric, use someone local, so you have 2 locals here with graphics and 2 ladders, but we've done a lot with Chance. I like the wealth, but spread out the business. And option to go into a 1-year contract with 2 ladders, is it 3,000 a month, I think? Yeah. So
Do I have a second there?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm recusing myself from this vote. Any opposed? That motion carries.
I think you got 3 really good ones, Eric, here, 3 really good quotes.
they're outstanding, all 3 of them. I can't say
I
anything
mean,
bad about
they're
any
all
of them.
within reason and
Yep.
the whole 9 yards. And everybody's participating, RJL is participating with chances. We're working with it ready. So this gives us another opportunity. And we are moving forward.
Yep.
And we know they can do a good job.
Except somewhat, Eric, you a monthly report of, I saw that in there, but is that something, whatever their report they send, just copy paste it to us, you don't have to retype it? just-
Yeah. Because we'll be talking about,
Whatever
like,
they call it.
Come and they will give
Yeah, maybe have them come quarterly or something would be nice, just to
Okay.
show us.
Yeah, because some of the capabilities I had, but, and we talked about like as far as the advertising too with the Facebook ads and stuff, you can kind of adjust that figure based on the time of year. With spring and stuff, we really want to be gearing up for our boaters and our holiday worlders and all that stuff coming here during the summer break and stuff. So, yeah.
I would like to see, in the target market situation, I'd like to have a presentation coming into us and saying, hey, we're talking to turkey hunters, the deer hunters, the boaters, fishermen, the.
Well, the marketing
campers.
committee can meet with them a lot and they do
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Well, I'd like to see that, some kind of an annual proposal, say this is what we're looking at this quarter, this quarter, this
Yeah.
quarter, this quarter. Because you're gonna be looking at this thing, 90 days in advance, if not more, to talk to people, and then how far out.
I mean, we should be stuff for July now. because
Yeah.
Certainly
getting
for
the ads
spring,
together
that's
and
for
stuff.
sure. We-
I have a draft of a marketing plan, not necessarily digital, but of events and things and seasons, looking at the turkey season and stuff, month by month, and just different campaigns, I guess. Like I said, it's a rough, that's why I didn't pass it out, but I'm gonna go sit down and go over that with them too. Expertise, like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then I talked about, heavily marketing the cabins, because that's something at the boat show, a lot of people have their cabin on the lake. A lot of people have their cabin and stuff. But some of them said, where's that? And, I was like, well, that's in Magnet. There's not a lot around there. You're not going to hear tires squealing. You don't have traffic, lights and stuff. You just don't know it. So I think finding that unique market to bring people to Perry County is going to be imperative. As Jenna said too, he said, well, people my age, I imagine she's in her 20s. I don't know her. We like to stay at the cabin, out in the middle of nowhere, get away from it all and stuff, because she's tied down. Obviously she's in digital marketing, but with these things and with laptops and this and that, there's a unique person that wants to come to Perry County, or a group of people, and
Yep.
I think we could target that. So.
Yep. Steve?
I just want to piggyback off of what Eric said in regards to the show. I attended it Wednesday and Friday and Saturday, and this guy did a great job at the show, worked the show hard, and we had tremendous traffic. I mean, I thought our traffic was there Wednesday night from 5 to 9, and I would have thought this time, we were pretty busy at that time. He was there Thursday, 12 to 9 Thursday, and then we were there Friday from 12 to 9. And Friday was a very, very busy day. The sign up was very good. One thing I want to say is we gave out 500 brochures or something like that. And due to the signups and everything, I would say that we weren't just handing brochures out and saying, here you go. We literally talked, I would say, to 90% of those people.
Open them up.
And we discussed the brochure. And there's so many people in Louisville that, they'll go to Noli and Rough River, Barron Lake, Taylorsville Lake, and the campers can come 1 hour this way. And we talked about also Holiday World and French Lick when we were in Hell's Perry. Knew, but if you said Holiday World French Lick, they got an idea. And pull-ups that went really, really well in that booth for a 10. But we also decided that we didn't have the National Forest pull-up that's outdated, but I think you're going to take that up to the Indianapolis show. But we could use 5. If you did 5 in the back, it would just be perfect. I mean, and it's so easy. Setup takes 10 minutes and off and going. And I thought it was excellent. It was one of the best shows I've attended.
So we don't want to get him a 70-inch TV to take and haul around.
Well, we're going to do that with too.
All that stuff in pretty far.
It'd be nice. Maybe a projector type screen thing.
Well, I know I sent pictures. I don't know if the whole board got these, but they were fantastic. They really were very, very good.
Actually helped because people I talked, just like, even in Louisville, the kids were off school, so they were like looking for something. And then that weekend, it was so darn cold that it just brought people in. So.
Yeah.
Excellent show, and I recommend that we do it every year.
Very good. Very good. Any other discussion points?
It's not really much. Eric, when you send out your reports, I can't seem to open them. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Anybody else use a monthly report at the bottom when I go to download it?
Report on it.
I wonder what that is. It tells. It says
It's
it is.
just the,
With the logo?
yeah, I think that's all it is the
Oh.
logo.
Because it says, I was like, I thought it was a written report. I go, why can't I open this?
Yeah, I
And
think that's what it is.
Okay.
it was a weird attachment then.
It's a very
Okay.
good brochure.
Well, at least I
Yeah, that's what that, that's for my,
Page by
Eric said or
page.
whatever.
Because I was expecting a,
Very good.
okay, well, that makes me feel better.
Very good. I'll motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you all very much.
There you go.
Let me see.
I talked to you guys too.
Well,
Well, you know what?
It doesn't matter.
I'll take